let's jump in to the love.
Yeah, jump right in.
Teasing.
Yeah.
JuJu Smith-Schuster.
Yeah,
He's
buddy.
on your love list. You like him a lot.
I do like JuJu Smith-Schuster. Look, ultimately what I think is going to happen here is we think they're going to throw a ton. This is one of the highest over-unders on the slate at the Cardinals. Chiefs at Cardinals, we expect a lot of fireworks, a lot of scoring. 315 targets, I believe, is the number between Byron Pringle, Tyreek Hill, Demarcus Robinson, and Darrell Williams from last year. Tyreek and Pringle alone leave a 34% target share. Just the two of them, 219 targets. So JuJu Smith-Schuster, who from 2018 to 2020 was a top 20 wide receiver, you know, he's gonna play some out of the slot. He can move all over. They had to play him out of the slot last year because Ben could only throw it 1.5 yards. But he'll play some of the slot. Chiefs have ranked top 5 in the NFL in terms of wide receiver slot targets the last 2 years. Not for nothing. Cardinals last year allowed an NFL high 27 touchdowns to opposing wide receivers. They gave up a ton of touchdowns to wide receivers. They're facing Mahomes. Juju's there. He's the number one guy. Give me some JuJu. Give me some JuJu this week. I have him as a top 16 wide receiver.
Yeah. We talked in the last segment about Arizona's defense and how it's not the best matchup for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Well, it's an amazing matchup for JuJu Smith-Schuster because the Cardinals don't have any cornerbacks.
That's right.
And Patrick Mahomes is throwing against the team with no cornerbacks.
Yeah,
so
he's good. Hashtag analysis.
That's a recipe.
I don't know
for
if I don't know if you saw the tweet, but you know, a Chiefs beat reporter tweeting that Patrick Mahomes was quoted as saying, like, "Hey, it's not going to just be," you know, he apologized to fantasy football managers because it's not going to be just Kelsey and Tyreek, right? It's there it is from Charles Goldman at Goldman C NFL. Hashtag Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes apologized to fantasy football fans. Quote, "It's not going to just be Tyreek and Travis. It's going to come from everywhere. You're going to have to choose the right guy every week. Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate that. I would be happy to play in a fantasy football league with you if you are so inclined." The punishment for last played is you have to watch your brother's TikToks. But what I would say here is that it's going to be JuJu. I get it. You want to talk up your guys, MVS, Sky Moore. They'll get theirs, I'm sure. It's going to be JuJu. I'm telling you right now, Patrick, when you're looking to the defense, you're looking at who's open, it's going to be JuJu Smith-Schuster. That's who you're going to be throwing to. Wide receiver 16 this week.
Yeah, it just has to be JuJu Smith-Schuster because the other guys, they just don't have his kind of skill set, his level of diversity in his route tree.
Yep.
So we like JuJu Smith-Schuster. Now, another extremely talented wide receiver who changed teams, one of the hottest names in the offseason, A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
Who's tied inextricably to your ride-or-die Jalen Hurts.
My little Jalen Hurts there. Yep,
yeah.
no
So
question.
Why do you like A.J. Brown this week specifically?
I think they're going to come out throwing. I mean, again, we expect the Lions defense to be better this year. We talked about Dan Campbell as a potential Coach of the Year candidate. We love that bet at the odds you're getting. But A.J. Brown's coming over. He's going to probably get a 25% target share or north of that. Lions allowed the most deep receptions last season. That's one of the things about Jalen Hurts. One of the reasons his accuracy numbers are down is because his average depth of target is so deep. He likes to throw deep. We know A.J. Brown obviously can run those kind of routes, use that a lot. He's also great after the catch as well. I think he has a big game here. I'm as a top 8 wide receiver. Again, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown are very close friends off the field and have been for a while. I think Jalen Hurts wants to welcome him to the team in a big way.
I like that. Yeah, in terms of week 1, I think everyone focuses on and overreacts to the results out of week 1. When we're setting betting lines, of course, we weigh in the results, but we're looking at the underlying happenings, the underlying numbers. And to me, almost the most interesting thing this week across the whole slate is how much do the Philadelphia Eagles throw the ball? Because last season they were basically the most run-heavy team in the league in the second half of the year.
Yeah, they're in Tennessee.
If they're to activate their upside, they need to throw more. And they're a very analytically inclined organization. I think they will know that the only way they're winning the Super Bowl is if Jalen Hurts is a top 10 quarterback and is throwing the ball, and A.J. Brown is the guy who benefits the most from that.
How would I, if you were me, activate my upside? How does one do that?
Well, I would start by dropping the socks because you didn't wear socks on Fallon.
I didn't.
A surprisingly good look.
You don't like these socks? Are these bad socks? Do I have bad socks?
we zoom in on the ankle?
The ankle? What do you mean the ankle? I got to show the ankle?
I think, yeah, some...
Do people want to see my ankles?
I think a little teasing with the ankle.
That
activates your upside.
Do I have good ankles?
You got great.
Do people think I have good ankles? Someone take a shot of my ankles here. Over there.
Once Blake...
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm being told my ankles camera is camera 1. Sorry, let me get it over there. I have small ankles, I'm feeling like. It's like there. Like right, yeah.
Once Blake and Damien are done looking at the swelling in George Kittle's groin, they can kind of do an analysis of your ankle.
There are websites devoted to celebs. I'm using this in quotes here. Celebs' feet. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, I think
like there's some people that are really into feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think?
Carefully, Matthew.
Well, we're already canceled. Whatever. At this point, we've already lost. We've already cashed all our chips in. We're being escorted out by security at the casino at this point. It doesn't matter at this point. What I'm asking is that, do you think if I show off camera, I'll do this. I'll show you my feet. Do you think if I came out here, because now they're saying show your ankles, but maybe I go all the way. Maybe I take it all off.
Yeah.
And I show my bare feet.
Yeah.
Do you think my bare feet would be attractive enough to make it on one of those sites, one of those foot fetish sites?
I'd say it's a plus 1,400 underdog, but
all right.
you never know.
You never know.
Look,
sometimes those pay off.
We talk about high variance.
Yes.
It's very, very low floor, high ceiling.
All
okay.
Right. There we go.
Let's get back to Marquise Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another guy that I love. Yeah.
Yeah,
Marquise
last guy
Brown.
that you love, Marquise Brown.
Again, we expect a lot of fireworks in this game. No DeAndre Hopkins in this game, obviously, as well. Zach Ertz, a little bit gimpy. Don't know what his status is as of yet. The expectation is he's going to play, but Kansas City, bottom 5 in the NFL last year in yards and touchdowns allowed on deep passes. Again, it's so hard because defenses are different and they change over year to year, but it's all we really have to go on. The expectation here, here's 2 things we know for a fact. But we know 3. One is that the moths love you, like a butterfly effect.
Mothman prophecies.
Yeah, exactly.
Sandra Bullock.
A nice reference. There you go.
Thank you.
Do they show that in Australia?
It's one of the most beloved films in all of Australia, The Mothman Prophecies.
All right, a lot to unpack with that. But let's just move on back to Marquise Brown because they're going to want to cut this video. So let me reset this. One of the things I like about Marquise Brown, who I have as wide receiver 14 this year, this week I should say, I have Marquise Brown at wide receiver 14. He makes the love list here in week number 1. We know 2 things for sure. He's really fast. He's great on deep passes, okay? Kyler Murray, really good and accurate on deep passes. The 3rd highest rate of passes thrown 20 or more yards downfield in 2021. He led all quarterbacks in deep completion rate on those passes last year. So he throws deep a lot, and he's accurate when he does so. Marquise Brown, his former college teammate, really good on those deep passes. Bottom 5 in the NFL. Kansas City this is. But at Kansas City Chiefs, bottom 5 in the NFL in terms of yards and touchdowns allowed on deep passes last season. This new guy, he's going to take some shots to Marquise Brown. We expect a lot of points to be scored in this game. Give me Marquise Brown on the level list as a top 15 play.
Halfway through last season, Kyler Murray was favorite to win MVP. He's really, really good, and he's going to be throwing the ball. He gets better as a passer every year as the music plays. To introduce my point, who else is he throwing to? Because it's Marquise Brown, it's Zach Ertz is banged up, DeAndre Hopkins is obviously out for 6 weeks, so Marquise Brown is the guy.
You'll see some A.J. Green. Hopefully they're going to manufacture some touches for Rondell Moore. They got a kid there named Antoine Wesley that I'm sort of obsessed with, that I really like. But, yeah, it's going to be Hollywood Brown. And so that's why he makes the love list and as a top 15 play for me. But some people that are not on the love list this week, which makes the hate list.
Your man.
Michael Thomas.
Yoda.
Just again, try. No, do or do not, Michael Thomas. It's not me. That's Yoda. Here's my concern. I think there's potentially value in him this year. He was going so late in drafts. But dealt with a little bit of a hamstring injury in the preseason. His last regular season game was December 13th, 2020. Okay? 2020. 3 of his 7 regular season games that he played in 2020, and that was quite a while ago. He had under double-digit fantasy points in those 2 games. You think about this Falcons secondary. A.J. Terrell had a really nice season last year.
Most underrated defensive player in the league, A.J.
They add
Terrell.
Casey Hayward in the offseason. The Falcons have a better secondary than I think they probably are getting credit for right now. And so Michael Thomas, just the usage is so unknown. I'm outside my top 30 this week.
Two things with Michael Thomas. One, he's saying that he's going to top his 2019 season. 2019, he was Offensive Player of the Year and set the record for most receptions in a season ever. Right now, he's 100 to 1 to win Offensive Player of the Year. So 100 to 1 to replicate his 2019 season.
Right.
And I wouldn't touch the 100 to 1 either.
Yeah.
I think you'd want 250 to 1. And then secondly, it seems like he's not 100% for the game necessarily, and there's still some concern, and he might need some more time. Like, he's been injured for 2 years. Does he need 3 more days? Like, at this point, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
He just doesn't play football. He needs to get out there and really start showing something, I think. And look, I agree. At the ADP, at that point, you don't really care about the downside as much because there is still upside, and he still did what he did in 2019. But in terms of just average outcome, it's pretty low for Michael Thomas.
You want to see it first.
Yeah.
Just given how long he's been away from football, before I'm starting him in my lineup, kind of want to see it first. I think this is a big Alvin Kamara game. I have Kamara, as a top 5 play this week. Amari Cooper also makes my hate list.
Okay. Another guy who was pretty short odds to feature at some point. You don't like the Jacoby Brissett hookup?
Yeah, I mean, well, no.
No?
I mean,
the Jacoby hook?
have you watched Jacoby Brissett play?
I have.
You know what? Jacoby Brissett is fine. He's a backup quarterback. That's what he is.
Would he
He's
meet
a
your
legit
definition of a professional quarterback in the mold of Carson Wentz?
You know what? He's a professional backup quarterback.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a reason why he's a backup. But my concern on Amari Cooper is his home road splits are pretty bad for his career. When he's at home, averages, over 10 yards a target, a 69% catch rate. On the road, 7.3 yards a target, 58% catch rate. Like, he just his numbers, whether it is fantasy points or just underlying counting statistics, he's worse on the road. This game is in Carolina against the Panthers. Who knows what this offense is going to look like under Jacoby Brissett. My expectation is it's pretty run heavy. Cooper's a guy that I have outside my top 35.
Carolina has a sneaky okay defense as well. It's not a disaster.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBC Sports and RotoWorld.com. Just want to thank you so much for watching what you just watched, or at least being too lazy to click out of it after the autoplay just kept it going. So either way, thank you so much for just letting it scroll by your screen. And now I'd like to ask you respectfully, please subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel for the latest NFL news, fantasy headlines from RotoWorld, and betting analysis from NBC Sports Edge.